They will tell anyone that cares to listen how bad their husbands are. They will tell anyone that cares to listen how bad their wives are. They will tell them all the wrong things that their spouses are doing, but they will never tell them the good part. They will never tell them what their spouses are getting right. They will never tell them the good side of their spouses. Why would you want to broadcast what your spouses are doing wrong, but you don't also want to broadcast what they are getting right? And that is the wrong thing to do. Now, let me tell you how this thing works. When you're focusing more on your spouse imperfections, when you're focusing more on what your spouses are getting wrong, you will continue to see more of them, more and more and more of them, because what you focus on, you tend to see more of it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Transforming Marriages with Uju Onwuzlik. I am thrilled to be your host, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about something that centers around imperfection in marriages. So I read a story of a man who had a discussion with a woman, and this woman took all her time to highlight all the wrong things that the husband has been doing. So when she finished, this man simply asked her a question: is there anything you think your husband has gotten right? And this woman paused and couldn't say anything. And the man persisted. I mean, in the last 1 week, is there anything that your husband has gotten right? And this woman said, I think he has gotten right up to 5 or 6 days. And the man asked this woman, have you informed this man about these things that he has gotten right? Have you ever commended him in those things that he has gotten right? Of course, her answer was no. And this is the same thing that applies to married couples today. They will tell anyone that cares to listen how bad their husbands are. They will tell anyone that cares to listen how bad their wives are. They will tell them all the wrong things that their spouses are doing, but they will never tell them the good part. They will never tell them what their spouses are getting right. They will never tell them the good side of their spouses. And that is a wrong thing to do. Why would you want to broadcast what your spouses are doing wrong, but you don't also want to broadcast what they are getting right? And that is the wrong thing to do. Now, let me tell you how this thing works. When you're focusing more on your spouse imperfections, when you're focusing more on what your spouses are getting wrong, you will continue to see more of them, more and more and more of them, because what you focus on, you tend to see more of it, right? But when you begin to focus on what they are getting right, when you begin to focus on their strength as opposed to their weaknesses, you will tend to see more and more of them. So what you focus more in marriage is what you will see, and is what you will get. So why would you want to be keen and be quick to highlight the wrong thing your spouse is doing, but you're not also keen, you're not also quick to highlight what they are getting right? And you don't know that when you commend them on what they are getting right, they will want to improve, as opposed to when you are reprimanding them, as opposed to when you are only highlighting their wrong parts, as opposed to when you're highlighting to those things that they are not getting right. When you're highlighting more on those things that they are not getting right, you're not encouraging them to improve, but you are encouraging them to keep doing those things. So the thing is, I am not saying that you should overlook what your spouse is doing wrong. I am not saying that. And like people have say to me, when I'm focusing on what he or she is getting right, wouldn't that mean that I am overlooking what he or she is doing wrong? No, that is not true. When you are focusing on what your spouse is getting right, you are literally acknowledging them on their good side. You are literally saying to them, I am appreciating you for making this improvement. You are literally encouraging them to do more. But when you see their improvement and you don't tell them, and you only focus on what they are getting wrong, you're not encouraging them to grow. And this is why a lot of married couples are not growing in their marriages, because their spouses are not encouraging them. One of the biggest encouragements that you can give to your spouse is to encourage them when they have done something right, as opposed to reprimanding them. And I know a lot of married couples are fond of doing these things. They are fond of only finding fault with their spouses. I'm encouraging you to stop doing that. There are so many things to commend your spouse about. There are so many good things that your wife has done that you can commend her about. And there are so many things that your husband has gotten right that you can commend him about. Stop focusing on what they are getting wrong in your marriage. If you begin to fixate your mind, your focus on what they are getting right, you will see that you will build a stronger and a healthier and a happier marriage. So I'm encouraging you today to do that, to focus more on what your spouse is getting right. Have you subscribed to this channel? Please, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, and I guarantee you I will always bring value-driven content to your doorsteps that will help you all to build a stronger and a happier marriage. Till I see you next, keep supporting your spouses to be the best version of themselves and not the other way around. Enjoy the journey of your marriage.